insane things have gotten, it turns out the Disney Channel original movies are already getting remakes! So in my quest to review as many DCOMs as possible for Patreon, I inevitably came to the big question. Just what was the one that started it all? I mean, there had been movies made to be aired on the Disney Channel for many years, at least starting back with 1983's Tiger Town, but it seems the earliest film to be officially recognized as a Disney Channel original movie is Under Wraps, a movie about a mummy coming to life that premiered in October of 1997. And as I delved into the dungeons of the internet to find that movie, guess what I also discovered? That movie got a remake in 2021! And that movie got a sequel a year later! One step at a time, people. For now, let's just get into 1997's Under Wraps and see if it placed a curse on the Disney Channel movies from then on. We open with this family all yelling at or teasing the young boy here for being afraid of monsters, and I already want all of them but the boy to die horribly.
Am I real enough for you?
Ask and ye shall receive! But no, it turns out we're opening with the standard movie within a movie, but still, a Disney film opening like that in any way, shape, or form? Are we sure this wasn't released in 1985? So we're introduced to these two kids, and it actually took me a while to realize the one without the glasses, named Marshall, is supposed to be the main character. Which instantly deducts 100 points from the film because he's being a total jerk to Gilbert there, because Gilbert isn't as into horror movies as Marshall is.
I like nice, happy movies like The Sound of Music. You've got to be kidding. No, I mean, come on, it's a great movie. It's got singing, dancing, Nazis. Well, the Nazis don't sing and dance, which would be really cool, but it's still a great movie.
And I'm supposed to not sympathize with him because he likes musicals? Oh yeah, this is late 90s Disney trying to show it's all edgy and cool and all. So not only does Gilbert have a paper route, the sign of all unlikable nerds, but it turns out he hasn't collected the money this one creepy old guy owes him for the past 2 years. So of course Marshall decides he's going to storm the creepy old guy's house to collect. And he's supposedly not scared of creepy old guy, but he is scared of a doggy. This drives them both to run home, where Marshall has to see the other thing he doesn't like, his mom's new boyfriend. Yeah, it's one of those stories. Though I give credit that this is one Disney movie where the mother is alive and willing to have her divorced. Walt must be rolling in his tomb for this one. But yeah, our main character bullies his friends for not liking horror films like he does, and is bitter that his mom found another guy. And some people thought Marnie from Halloween Town was a brat. Next day at school, their only other friend, Amy, comes in and just tells them the creepy old man is dead. Again, Disney movie.
The water meter man came to read the meter, and he saw Kubat through the window, sprawled out on the kitchen floor, covered in pancake batter.
I can't believe it.
You want your peaches?
What a way to go. Killed by pancake batter.
Hello? He died of a heart attack, you idiot.
Then why did you give him those details so ominously? Is everyone just living to troll this kid? Great, another production where everyone is an asshole. Goody. To drive this further home, their reaction to hearing the old guy is dead is to go loot his house, especially after hearing he had a coffin in the basement. And of course, both Marshall and Amy bully Gilbert into tagging along. He's gonna end up in prison with them one day, isn't he? And sure enough, as they try to break into the basement, guess what they find?
Ah! Ah! What is it? What is it?
Gilbert, what is it?
My glasses!
What?
My glasses. I must have dropped them in the basement. I am not going back. You cannot make me go back.
We go back in the basement and get his glasses.
No way.
Okay, fine. We'll just tell your mom you broke into a dead guy's house and left them there.
Or maybe you two can go get the glasses yourself and bring them back to Gilbert, and then you go home and think about what you're doing with your lives! Really, we are just 15 minutes into the movie, and I hate these two characters as much as anyone in any TV show I've seen in a long time. And what makes it worse is the sense that we are supposed to side with them. That we are supposed to see Gilbert as a pathetic wimp for not wanting to watch horror movies and commit breaking and entering, and we're supposed to cheer on these two as they are supposedly trying to make him tougher or whatever bullcrap. Believe me, few things anger me more than peer pressure, and this movie is already looking like it glorifies it. So they go back, and as you all guessed, there's a mummy now wandering in the basement who was woken up when their attempts to break in opened up his sarcophagus. And then he gives Gilbert his glasses back, proving with one move that the 1,000-year-old dead guy is a nicer person than the two punk asses that claim to be this kid's friends. By the way, the mummy and the mom's boyfriend are both played by the same actor. Like this is a stage production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And you all think today's DComs are made on the cheap. Between the dual casting and the god-awful lighting that's been in most of this movie so far, it looks like this thing was made on the change found in Michael Eisner's sofa. After leaving the undead in the house with the supposed promise that they'll come back for him, the next day the three debate as to whether they should tell anyone in the middle of a school hallway where dozens of kids can hear them. Did no one proofread this movie? They go to this other big nerd at a spook shop that tells them a mummy may arise during a full moon or whatever, but will be destroyed if it does not return to its tomb before midnight on Halloween. So when the clock strikes midnight, the undead are destroyed while Mariah Carey comes out of hibernation. Seems like a fair trade to me. Meanwhile, we keep getting cameo characters who only seem to exist for the girl to tease, like a guy she won't date because he likes the Olsen twins, and this kid who's basically Linus Van Pelt.
Get out of my way, Leonard, and take your blanket with you.
This isn't a blanket, it's a rag. I carry it around in case I have to wipe up something.
Oh, yeah, right. And I'm not wearing a bra, I'm wearing a bulletproof vest.
Who am I supposed to like in this movie? Ugh, anyway, they come back to creepy old guy house to find it cleaned out as the IRS had all the furniture seized, but they didn't get the stuff in the basement because it was gone already. And now, because his coffin is gone, the mummy broke loose and is now running around town. The entire second act is basically the mummy causing trouble everywhere before the kids find him and sneak him into Marshall's attic, because we of course need to rip off E.T., before the mummy gets out again and sneaks into the Egypt History Museum, where I guess this is where his coffin originally was, and apparently his wife is still stored there. And this is where the kids figure the legend about him needing to get the coffin back before Halloween midnight is true. And then Linus Jr. returns and says he saw the coffin being loaded into an ice cream truck. So they sneak into the old ice cream factory where they discover the creepy old guy. Yeah, it turns out he faked his death as a tax dodge and is now trying to fence off all of the artifacts he stole from the museum back when he was a curator. But he's looking for the mummy too, because the person he's selling the coffin to wants the whole thing, including the mummy. Make your own interpretations there, I ain't touching it with a 39.5-foot pole. But wait, so this guy, within less than 24 hours of faking his death, got his mob cronies to smuggle his ill-gotten goods out of his house in an old yellow ice cream truck, and no one noticed it happening? Is this town just full of zombies who never pay attention? So now the kids have to find a way to get the coffin out of Creepy Guy's possession and the mummy back in it before midnight. But when the mummy crashes a Halloween party, he gets taken by the mobsters. Fortunately, the guy from the spook shop agrees to help the kids, and the hearse he drives just happens to be stocked with... Okay, I am praying all of those are just plastic. They use the props to draw the goons' attention before they go all WWE on them, and I'm not kidding there.
Why don't we just leave him alone?
Oh, I don't think so. He's worth far too much money.
And if it turns to dust because he's not in there after midnight, you make nothing. You are an idiot.
You see, over the years, I was able to procure many wonderful artifacts. Unfortunately, the IRS started to investigate me for tax evasion, and I wasn't about to go to jail.
I got the idea from this guy Kenneth Lay. Says he'll use it if his own little scheme falls through. And then Gilbert, who had chosen to wait in the hearse this whole time, just drives the thing right into the warehouse. Yeah, we're supposed to believe he finally got a spine from all of that bullying. Screw this movie! Then the mummy finally remembers he has supernatural strength and takes out creepy old guy just like that. They get the mummy and the coffin back to the museum, where we get this supposedly touching scene where the mummy reunites with his wife or something, before going back to his long sleep that I wish I could lie down for after watching this thing. And the movie ends with the reveal that Marshall has been crushing on Amy this whole time. Where the frack did that come from? You know what? Given that they're both jerks, they deserve each other. Maybe they'll get to spend eternity in their own sarcophaguses together. I should have known the first Disney Channel original movie would be a work in progress, but I had no idea it would be this bad. The production quality is on the level of a TV movie from 1983, and too many characters just give you no reason to want to root for them. I don't blame the mouse at all for burying this thing and instead going with the remake on the service. And yeah, maybe one day I'll get to that one. But for now, let's keep the original under wraps locked in a museum. One that no one goes to. Or maybe they can store it in the place I just stashed my latest batch of Halloween candy. Someplace those greedy fuzzballs will never find!
Hey, Chief!
You gotta be kidding me!